The 10 most dangerous animals hiding in the Appalachian Mountains, starting with number 10. In the 10th place, the brown recluse spider emerges as a hidden danger in the Appalachian foothills. This small arachnid is rarely seen, yet its bite can set off a chain of medical problems that escalate quietly over days. Unlike more dramatic animal encounters, most people never feel the moment they are bitten. The venom containing the enzyme sphingomyelinase D begins breaking down cell membranes beneath the skin, often without pain or immediate warning. The true threat appears later, a red swollen patch that can progress to deep tissue necrosis, peaking 5 to 7 days after the bite. In severe cases, the damage is so extensive that surgical removal of dead tissue becomes necessary. Nationally, about 0.7% of brown recluse bites require surgery, and the average cost for treating a severe case approaches $15,000. The Appalachian foothill states account for roughly 15% of all reported brown recluse incidents in the United States, with the greatest risk concentrated in older, cluttered homes and undisturbed storage areas. As one emergency physician noted, the most dangerous aspect of a brown recluse bite is how easily it goes unnoticed until significant tissue loss is underway. While encounters are infrequent, the potential for delayed, costly injury makes this spider a threat that is too often underestimated. Number 9. The black widow spider brings a sudden and urgent threat to the Appalachian landscape. Unlike its recluse cousin, the black widow's danger unfolds rapidly. A single bite delivers alpha-latrotoxin, a neurotoxin that overwhelms the nervous system within 15 to 30 minutes. Victims often experience severe abdominal cramps, muscle spasms, and in some cases, temporary paralysis or respiratory distress. Children, the elderly, and those with heart conditions face the highest risk of life-threatening complications. Hospital admission rates for black widow bites in the Appalachian region reach 4 to 6 per 1 million residents each year, about double the rate for brown recluse envenomations. Though fatalities remain rare, the potential for a rapid systemic crisis sets this spider apart. Antivenom, when administered promptly, is more than 90% effective at reversing symptoms and preventing escalation. As one emergency physician noted, a black widow bite can turn a quiet evening into a race against time. This reality demands quick recognition and immediate medical care, especially in rural areas where delays could prove costly. 8th place, coyotes have become a fixture in the Appalachian Mountains, reshaping the region's wildlife balance over the last century. Originally confined to the western plains, coyotes expanded their range by more than 1.6 million square kilometers between 1910 and 2020, establishing themselves from the Blue Ridge to the Ohio River Valley. This eastward push was fueled by their remarkable adaptability, as coyotes thrive in forests, farmland, and even the edges of suburban neighborhoods. Genetic testing reveals that many Appalachian coyotes carry up to 14% wolf DNA, a hybrid legacy that may have boosted their size and hunting skills. State wildlife agencies now record an average of 112 livestock attacks and 87 pet attacks per year across the mountain corridor. In certain hot zones, pack density reaches as high as 0.6 packs per square kilometer, increasing the likelihood of human encounters. As one field biologist observed, coyotes in the Appalachians are no longer shy wanderers. they've learned to exploit every opportunity we provide. The sharp rise in conflicts, especially near expanding towns and farms, signals a new era where an adaptable predator is no longer just a background presence, but an active risk for both people and animals. With their population still growing, coyotes now stand as a warning of how quickly a mobile predator can reshape the rules of coexistence in the mountains. Number 7. Wild boars present a rapidly growing hazard in the Appalachian Mountains. Originally introduced for hunting, these invasive animals now number over 25,000 across Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Kentucky alone. Weighing up to 300 pounds, a wild boar can accelerate to 30 miles per hour in a matter of seconds, delivering a charge that exerts more than 1,500 newtons of force, enough to break bone and cause deep tissue trauma. Field surveys from state wildlife agencies confirm that wild boars are responsible for approximately 12% of all large mammal trauma cases reported in Pennsylvania emergency rooms, a figure that has doubled in the past decade as populations expand. The risk intensifies during the rutting season, from September through November, when males become aggressively territorial and more likely to initiate unprovoked charges. Unlike traditional predators, wild boars combine the unpredictability of a wild animal with the physical power of a moving battering ram. As one Appalachian trauma surgeon observed, a charging boar can do in seconds what it takes a bear minutes to accomplish: shatter a leg, open a wound, and leave a victim stranded. With their numbers climbing and their range spreading into new counties each year, wild boars now represent a direct threat not only to hikers and hunters, but also to rural communities and livestock. The next danger on this list will shift focus from blunt force trauma to the hidden risks carried by far smaller creatures. Number 6. Ticks represent a hidden but pervasive threat across the Appalachian Mountains. These tiny arthropods are responsible for transmitting Lyme disease, a condition that has quietly tripled in reported cases since the 1990s. Today, the region accounts for approximately 30,000 new Lyme cases each year, according to CDC surveillance data. Unlike dramatic animal attacks, tick bites often go unnoticed, yet their impact is cumulative and far-reaching. Field studies reveal that in peak season, tick densities can reach 30 per square meter in forest undergrowth, with activity stretching over an 8-month window from early spring into late fall. The financial toll is substantial. Each Lyme case brings an average treatment cost between $9,000 and $12,000, not including lost productivity or long-term disability. Despite these facts, only 38% of Appalachian hikers report consistent use of preventive measures like repellents or protective clothing. Microclimate changes, such as warmer winters and increased humidity, have expanded tick habitats into higher elevations and suburban edges, intensifying the risk. As one regional epidemiologist observed, ticks may be small, but their reach is vast. Every bite carries the potential to alter a life for years. The real danger lies not in a single encounter, but in the scale of exposure and the chronic disease burden that accumulates quietly over time. With the next animal on the list, the focus shifts from the invisible threat of disease transmission to the more immediate risk of venomous reptile bites lurking along Appalachian trails. Number 5. Copperheads blend almost invisibly into the Appalachian forest floor, making them the most frequently encountered venomous snake in the region. Their cryptic hourglass pattern mimics fallen leaves and dappled sunlight, a camouflage so effective that field studies show fewer than 30% of hikers spot a copperhead before stepping within striking distance. This stealth drives up the rate of accidental bites. Public health data report approximately 23 copperhead bites per 100,000 people each year in the central and southern Appalachians, a figure that outpaces all other regional snake species. While copperhead venom is classified as hemotoxic, causing local tissue damage, swelling, and pain, most bites are medically moderate. Only about 5% of cases require hospitalization for complications such as compartment syndrome or allergic reaction. The risk is not evenly distributed throughout the year. Bite rates surge from April through October, coinciding with both peak snake activity and increased outdoor recreation. Hospital records from Appalachian medical centers confirm this seasonal overlap, with emergency departments bracing for a steady influx of snakebite cases during the warmer months. As one regional herpetologist observed, the copperhead's greatest weapon is not its venom, but its ability to vanish into the landscape until it's too late. While fatalities are rare, the high frequency of copperhead bites, combined with their near-perfect camouflage, makes this species a persistent and often underestimated hazard. The next animal on the list will raise the stakes even further, shifting focus from frequent bites to the threat posed by a more potent and elusive reptile. Number 4. The timber rattlesnake occupies a unique place among Appalachian dangers, combining speed, stealth, and a potent blend of toxins. On high mountain ridges and rocky outcrops, this snake can deliver a strike in just 0.2 of a second. Laboratory studies measure strike times as low as 0.18 seconds, making human reaction almost impossible. Unlike copperheads, which rely on camouflage and frequent encounters, the timber rattlesnake's threat lies in the efficiency and severity of its bite. Its venom is a complex mixture, roughly 40% hemotoxic, breaking down blood cells and tissue, and 15% neurotoxic, capable of disrupting nerve signals and triggering systemic shock. While actual bite rates are lower than those of copperheads, the outcomes are far more serious. 12% of timber rattlesnake envenomations result in severe systemic effects, including respiratory distress and multi-organ complications. In clinical practice, antivenom is required in nearly a third of cases, and when administered promptly, it reduces the risk of long-term complications by 85%. The Appalachian ridgetops, especially in the Shenandoah and Allegheny corridors, are recognized hotspots for encounters, particularly during late summer when snakes bask on open ledges. As one herpetologist observed, a timber rattlesnake can strike, inject a full dose of venom and retreat before you even register the threat. This lethal efficiency, paired with the unpredictability of remote encounters, elevates the timber rattlesnake above other regional snakes in terms of lethality per bite, with the focus shifting from venomous reptiles to the region's largest omnivores. The hazards of the Appalachian wild only grow more lethal and complex. Coming to the top 3, black bears have staged one of the most dramatic wildlife recovery in the Appalachian Mountains. After decades of population decline, these omnivores have rebounded by 35% since the year 2000, with the latest surveys estimating more than 30,000 individuals now roaming the region. This resurgence brings bears into closer proximity with people, especially in popular hiking corridors and around expanding towns. Between 2021 and 2023, Great Smoky Mountains National Park alone recorded 1,842 documented human-bear encounters, a number that has steadily climbed alongside rising visitor numbers and urban sprawl. What sets today's risk apart is not just the bears' numbers, but the way their behavior is changing. Diet studies and conflict logs show that 22% of Appalachian black bears now rely on human food sources, from unsecured trash to picnic leftovers. This pattern, known as food conditioning, makes bears bolder and less wary of people, increasing the likelihood of dangerous encounters. Injuries from bear attacks are still rare, but when they occur, the consequences are serious. The average medical cost for a bear-related injury in the region is $8,500, not including lost income from missed work or long-term trauma care. As one wildlife biologist observed, a bear that learns to associate people with food stops being a shy forest dweller and becomes a risk to every community on the mountain's edge. The Appalachian experience now reflects a wider national trend, where wildlife recovery collides with the realities of human encroachment and changing animal behavior. With bears more visible and less predictable than ever before, the region faces a growing challenge: how to balance conservation success with public safety, especially as even larger predators remain a topic of heated debate. Number 2. Mountain lions occupy a shadowy place in the Appalachian imagination, rarely seen but never fully absent from the region's collective anxiety. Official records state that no breeding population has existed east of the Mississippi since the 1930s, and recent camera trap studies across the central and southern Appalachians have yielded no verifiable evidence of resident cougars. Yet every year, fewer than 5 credible sightings are reported, often in the most remote ridges of western North Carolina or eastern Kentucky. Wildlife agencies classify these as likely misidentifications, or at best, encounters with transient individuals dispersing from western populations. Public perception tells a different story. Surveys show that 68% of Appalachian hikers believe mountain lions still roam the backcountry. This perception gap is fueled by the animal's almost mythic capabilities. A mountain lion can leap 40 feet in a single bound, stalk prey in near silence, and bring down livestock weighing several times its own mass. Livestock losses attributed to large felids average 30 animals per year, though nearly all are linked to confirmed western populations. Biomechanics of a cougar attack are sobering. A full-grown adult can accelerate to speeds of 50 miles per hour in short bursts and deliver a bite force exceeding 400 pounds per square inch. As one regional ecologist observed, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence when it comes to apex predators, especially those as elusive as the mountain lion. Statistical risk of encountering a cougar in the Appalachians remains vanishingly low, but the potential consequences of a single attack, given their size, power, and predatory instinct, keep the debate alive. The mountain lion's place on this list is defined less by encounter frequency and more by the extreme severity of what could happen if one of these predators reestablishes a foothold. Countdown approaches its final reveal, and the focus shifts from the specter of a hidden carnivore to a surprising herbivore whose sheer size and unpredictability have earned it the region's top spot for danger. And finally, in first place, the moose stands as the most dangerous animal hiding in the Appalachian Mountains, a twist that defies the usual fears of predators and venomous creatures. Despite their reputation as gentle giants, moose are responsible for a higher share of large mammal injuries in the region than any other species. Population surveys estimate around 2,400 moose in the northern Appalachians, concentrated in the highlands of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and the far northern reaches of the range. During the autumn rut, the risk escalates sharply. Bull moose, weighing up to 1,500 pounds and wielding antlers that can span 6 feet, become highly aggressive and territorial. Emergency medical logs from Pennsylvania and West Virginia detail that moose account for 23% of all large mammal injuries reported in the region, surpassing even black bears and wild boars. The biomechanics of a moose charge are sobering. In rut, a bull can accelerate to 30 miles per hour in seconds, delivering a collision force that rivals a compact car. Victims of such encounters face an average injury cost of $12,000, factoring in hospital stays, surgeries, and rehabilitation. Unlike bear attacks, which are rare and often defensive, moose incidents typically involve hikers or motorists who inadvertently trigger a charge by approaching too closely or startling an animal in dense cover. As one trauma specialist put it, a charging moose is less predictable than a bear and far more powerful than most people realize. There's no negotiating, just a split second to get out of the way. The numbers reveal a hidden reality. While apex predators dominate public imagination, it is the moose, a massive, unpredictable herbivore, that delivers the region's most frequent and costly wildlife injuries. The Appalachian Mountains, long associated with stealthy carnivores and venomous threats, ultimately reserve their top danger for an animal whose sheer size, speed, and seasonal aggression make it the true apex hazard. Across all 10 entries, a clear pattern stands out. The most dangerous threats in the Appalachian blend unpredictability, stealth, and adaptation to human presence. Venom, disease, and sudden aggression cut across species boundaries, challenging assumptions about which animals pose real risk. True danger here isn't always obvious. It hides in the unexpected. Respect for this hidden complexity is the only safeguard. Share your thoughts or experiences with Appalachian wildlife in the comments below.